You're listening to Down the Drain, a 5-minute weekly podcast that attempts to capture the deeply profound thoughts that come to us in the shower. So if you like to ponder deep thoughts, then join us for some good, clean, intellectual conversation. Come on, grab a bar of soap and hop in. We just might be the perfect little shower companions. But you better hurry before all those thoughts go down the drain. I just experienced one of the scariest showers I have ever taken in my entire life. When I got home tonight, I walked around the side of the garage to throw some plastic into the recycling bin. And as I made my way back into the garage, I noticed the blue light of a TV show flickering through the translucent silhouette blinds covering our bedroom windows, which wouldn't have been abnormal had somebody been home. But no one was, all day. My brain immediately rationalized the situation, wondering if maybe it had been triggered by the recent thunderstorm that had passed through, somehow causing some sort of electromagnetic current to run through the remote control, thus turning the TV on. But that only lasted about 10 seconds before I started telling myself all kinds of scary things. If you happened to catch the last Down the Drain episode, you'll recall I discussed a number of irrational fears I suffer from while showering. One being, when I hear footsteps compounding down the hall, I fear it's the slasher coming to claim yet another victim, as there I stand, naked in the shower. It also didn't help that I just got a new pair of glasses recently. Glasses I thought reflected a retro 70s kind of cool. You know, hip and groovy, yet a bit dorky. As it turns out, it wasn't my inner dork I was channeling, it was my inner demon, for apparently, as many people have told me, I look like Jeffrey Dahmer. Good Lord, are you serious? The only saving grace to my psyche, not to mention my self-esteem, is that they really mean Evan Peters, the actor who portrays Dahmer in the way too popular Monsters Netflix series, not the real one, thankfully. Although, when I notice people staring as of late, I still can't tell if they're starstruck or scared to death. But I have to admit, it is rather fun. Being scary, that is. As I've always said, one of the best ways to survive in a scary world is to be just a little scarier than those you think are scary. Which brings us back to the fear that somebody might be in my house. I was deathly afraid to go inside, but in a state of denial. Just like the naive characters in those horror movies whose poor decisions have you screaming at them not to go in the house, but instead get in the running car and speed to the nearest police station, I stupidly chose to go in the house. As I slowly opened the door, I feared being confronted by the scariest thing my brain could imagine, an amalgam of all the characters from every horror movie I'd ever seen in my entire life, where an axe blade would split my skull right between the eyes, and knives at the ends of long, crooked fingers would slice through my throat and thorax, making it impossible to scream for help. And it made me wonder why I didn't choose the running car. I mustered up just enough courage to peer inside, listening for any strange activity. I peeked my head slowly around the corner into the bedroom, where the TV was on, which was made all the more scary by the fact that the volume was turned extremely low due to the fact that I was watching Seinfeld the night before as my wife slept peacefully next to me. What a contrast this all was. I felt every hair on my body, including ones I didn't know I had, raise up on end, and even my face had goose pimples. Armed with nothing but my rational intelligence, I slowly made my way through the house, looking in closets and under beds and just about anywhere else a human body could possibly fit, including drawers and cabinets, if in fact it even was human. And in the middle of it all, I became aware of a strange, intermittent phenomenon, a feeling of going in and out of consciousness, or shock, as though the body was preparing itself for shutting out the horror it was about to experience. And if it wasn't for my stylish new Dahmer glasses, which like Jason's hockey mask, made me look, according to those who have told me in no uncertain terms, a hell of a lot scarier than anyone or anything I might have found hiding in a closet or under a bed, I don't know what I would have done. And even though I established the threat as no longer credible, I couldn't get the fear of finding someone in my house out of my head. And I had another problem. I'm a night showerer, one who refuses to bring the filth of the world into my clean house. And I would have to shower with the thought of the slasher hiding somewhere just waiting for me to get into it. And I wouldn't have my glasses to protect me on account of making it too difficult to wash my face and hair, not to mention see, what with the steam and all. But as you can tell, thankfully, I live to tell about it. And let me just tell you, That was by far the scariest and fastest shower I have ever taken in my entire life. But had my wife come home during it, and I would have heard footsteps come pounding down the hall, I most likely wouldn't be here to speak with you today. Mind grabbing me that towel? Thanks. Wait, is that a butcher knife? Thank you for listening to Down the Drain. Join us in the shower again next week when we attempt to capture more deep thoughts. In the meantime, pay attention to your own thoughts. You never know. One of them might just be a stroke of genius. Maybe even one that saves the world. We certainly could use one. But whatever you do, just make sure you record it before you turn the water off, so it doesn't all go down the drain. Down the Drain was written, produced, and edited by Guy Holland.